this evil lair owns.
I hope people are as excited about the evil lair as I am, because that was a dream come true and a very difficult sequence to stage.
And we are gonna fuck this town up tonight, or my name is not
Chris D'Amico!
That is not my name!
You're right. Your new name's Little Bitch.
We cannot compete with the Transformers, Star Trek, Star Wars, Harry Potter. You know, we're tiny. We're like the catering budget of those films. So you have to compete with them by doing things they can't do. Violence, swearing, edgy comedy. Anything that they can't do, we will do to try and pop.
There's two of you and a whole army of us. You really have such a hard-on to die?
No. That's why we brought our friends.
It was really nice because it was kind of like this kind of family, you know, and everyone was there. Chris, Aaron, me, everyone was there in the same room. That was the main moment when I was like, oh my God, you know, I'm really doing Kick-Ass 2.
Get your hands off me, homo!
Make me shit waffle.
The Evil Lair is beautiful. I feel like I didn't get enough time to really soak it in, because once we got in there, it was just 50 supervillains and 50 superheroes and all these cameramen and Jeff screaming, and it was like so much going on that it was really a lot to kind of take in how beautiful it was.
Body muscle.
Well, what are you waiting for? Take him down!
We broke down the fights, who had to be there first of all, and then we rehearsed a few. We videoed them, showed them to Jeff, he loved them, got them to the set, and then with the extras, I had them for 2 days training, and literally we had 3 fights of different degrees of difficulty for people who are more able and the ones that were less able, because we wanted a real mix. Not everyone was going to be a superhero fighter. It was incredible. We had 150 people fighting at once in there, and week in, week out for 2 weeks. It was good.
How you like that, Marilyn Manson?
Nice and so 1999.
We shot that for 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks to shoot that scene. You know, gets a little exhausting. But I mean, I don't want to complain at all, because like Chloe and Mother Russia, I mean, I don't know how Olga was still standing by the end of that, because there is no double for her. I mean, she's a unique specimen.
We broke it again.
And action.
Olga, she's never done any fighting before. She's never done anything on screen before.
Got it, great.
We had to really get her in some sort of physical shape, and she was already fit anyway, but we got her really ripped. We got her moving, better than she'd ever moved before.
The first film, in the first one I had to do like 5 or 6 months of training because I was an 11-year-old kid. On this film, I run regularly and I work out regularly, so jumping into stunts was like a piece of cake for me.
Pete, go to Olga. Pete, go to Olga. And action.
К бою я готовилась очень серьезно, потому что я понимаю, что это большой бой, что его действительно все ждут. Я знаю даже это по русским сайтам от фанатов Хлои. Его ждут действительно.
That was good. No, that was good. She lifted me off my feet. I was like, oh. That was quite good. That was funny. It's funny working with Olga because she's one of the sweetest women you'll ever meet, and she's just not at all, doesn't have like a bad bone in her body. Like, she didn't even know how to punch someone. She was like, how do I do it?
She didn't know how to throw a punch. They had to teach her how to like tuck her thumb in or whatnot, so she didn't hurt herself when she was throwing punches. It's incredible.
Settle and background action. Action.
Krav Maga. You okay?
Yeah, no, good.
Okay, okay.
T and I are super close. You know, she's like my sister. We've worked together now for about 4 years. Anything that involves a stunt, I always try and get T to help me do it. A lot of actors, they are like, you know, no, I don't like stunt doubles. No, I like to do all my own stunts, no matter what. And what I realized was I like to do my own stunts. You know, I like to do about 60, 70% of my own stunts, as much as I can get in. But at the end of the day, a stunt person is hired to make you look cooler. The stuff that you can't do, they tell that story for you, and they make that happen for you.
3, 2, 1.
Action team.
That is quite cool.
The evil lair table. And that's the biggest thing that the breakaway company we normally use could fit in their oven. It's in 2 sections, and many sections involved in that, and a lot of precariously sort of balanced pieces of fragile glass.
I would actually say that the hardest part about working with Olga was that she's not a trained actress, so often her genuine personality would bubble up in a take, and she's very sweet and just a gentle soul, and I would have to say, cut, cut, cut. I'd be like, Olga, look at me, you're a killer.
More. Look, more. This is your face. Look, this is your face right now. All right, this is my face. Thank you. Give me more, okay?
You can't smile. I know you're worried about Chloe. I know you're worried about T, Chloe's stunt double, but you gotta look like you want to kill her. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to do it again. So I need to see it. And she's like, and she, I'd do that, give her the look, and she'd give it back to me.
Ah, there we go. No smiling. No smiling.
There's a sort of thing between, special effects, digital effects, all of us to try and work out how to hold these pieces of glass. And very cleverly, the glass shards had little magnets at the bottom. And in the skin pieces and the prosthetics which were built for us, there was also a little magnet, so that it could hold. However much glue you've got, it just can't hold that strong. We couldn't put too much blood on because that's all often done digitally. So we have sort of limitations on our blood, which is something we always have to watch.
Ty mnie sprawiłaś, kiedy ciebie imię już zawstydzono.
God!
Background action. Action.
The big fight scene at the end when Aaron and Chris are fighting, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about how even this fight is right now. The big thing where they're like running up the stairs, Aaron's like jumping over shit and like karate kicking people. I was like, man, he looks legitimately like he's doing this stuff. Like not to like bash Chris, but Aaron's gigantic now. Like he's in like incredible shape for this movie.
No! No!
God! I realized after this week I'm super sore right now and super out of shape, that next time I do an action movie, I really have to spend time getting in shape, because they had no time to teach me the fights, and I had no time to learn it. They taught me the fight literally the morning we shot the fight, so it was kind of intense. which is hard, as you can hear on my voice and my body. So next time I do an action movie, that I have to have like a few months training to get into it.
Keep going, keep going.
It was an interesting scene. It's intense, you know, and Chris is just brilliant. I think he's showing a whole other light and colour in his work.
What the hell are you doing?
Saving your whiny ass!
No! I won't let you have it! I'd rather die!
It's really interesting that Dave saves Chris in that moment, and that Chris doesn't want to be saved.
Take out.
Now I'm ending it.
Yeah.
I'll be immortal like an evil tease. You gotta let him slip.
Yeah.
Right, and then let him go. We've seen some sort of action.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's try one. Here we go. Aaron said to me, he's like, "Why do I save him?" And I said, "Well, I think the same reason Kick-Ass doesn't walk around with shotguns instead of batons."
I'll be immortal like an evil Jesus.
Splash!
Three, two, one, action!
Holy shit! I'm alive! Dave!
The Shark Tank scene, it was intense. I was very excited at first. The water was warm, so it was kind of like being in a jacuzzi for a little bit. But after a while, the suit it got filled with water, it stuck to your body. I literally had to stand on an apple box in between every take because it was like 20 pounds of leather just pulling you down.
You were right, man! I do want to live.
And there was a fake shark underneath, which in your peripheral, it just looked like a shark was coming at you. It was frightening.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my life making this right, Dave. I promise.
When the shark comes alive, the stunt guys were cabling him off, and they could move him all the way around the tank and then bring him down. There's a halfback of shark which follows Chris under the water.
And action!
I think it's gonna look amazing. You know, I was tired, but it was all really worth it.
You good, sir? Let's roll. 3, 2, 1, left!
I don't know why they don't kill me off. Mark Miller and Jeff and Matthew Vaughn, they all want me around if there's a third one.
I feel incredibly fortunate. You know, I feel very, very lucky and blessed to be in this situation, to be surrounded by people who care so much about the story we're telling.
Technically, that's the last shot for Miss Chloe Moret.
I feel like I've had to push and grow and change, and I just am incredibly happy with what we've accomplished, and really just have such a love for the cast and all that they've invested in this, and just really just pleased with the product and pleased with all that we've been able to accomplish.
Justice forever!